Hey folks, I visited a couple of thrift stores in the past week. Thought I would show you what I picked up. First four albums are from a Goodwill out in the East End. I had to be out there for a meeting, and this is what I got while I was out there. This is the original Gene Autry sings Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. This album's probably in the worst shape of any of the four that I picked up, but it looks like it still could be, it might still clean up and play well. It's got a few scuffs and stuff on it. The Grand Prix series. So we're going to hope that that plays. Couldn't pass that up. Not for, I think I paid $1 for each record. The favorite hymns of Pat Boone. This is on Pickwick. This is I'm not sure what year this is, but a gray Pickwick label. A singer that I think is most commonly associated with Billy Graham, and that's George Beverly Shea. This is Through the Years. It is with an orchestra. It's orchestra and chorus conducted by Charles Green. It's on RCA Victor. And the last one I got at that Goodwill, Andreas Segovia, Castles of Spain. Andreas Segovia, of course, being a famous classical guitarist. On MCA. This is a 19 wheel. Hey Jake, I can see it, but my old eyes. 1973 recording. Hey Jake, buddy, can you scooch back just a hair? Scooch the other way. Thank you. Jake, lay down. There you go, bub. There you go, buddy boy. All right. So the next bunch of records I got came from I didn't kiss you. How did I get off? Ugh. Okay. You can see him looking up at me. All right. So the second bunch of records that I picked up from where did I pick them up from, Jake? Okay. So the second bunch of records I picked up from the St. Vincent de Paul thrift store out in Bashford Manor. And they had a bunch of really cool stuff. First up, Songs of Early Times. Now, I'm not exactly sure what this is about. It has stories about the songs on the back. It also has a picture of early times. Is that whiskey? Bourbon. Yeah. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. I know nothing about alcohol. I do not drink alcohol. So that's right, Jake. And so anyway, there are Aretha's over here chasing his tail, so that's why we got a little commotion. Anyway, all right. So this was on blue vinyl. Don't often see vinyl that old. I always associate colored vinyl with more modern records. But yeah, so that is songs from early times. Next, from a musical, Subways Are for Sleeping. I don't know much about musicals. It looked like it was in really good shape. I don't often see a black Columbia label. It looked like it's hardly ever been played as a gatefold. Now, I did some reading about this. Apparently, it was written by a guy who was homeless in the 50s, and so he wrote a book about it. I'm not sure if he adapted it for musical or not. Anyway, they said with the proceeds, he began going to every, I believe it was Manhattan restaurant in alphabetical order and eating there. Kind of weird. The other funny thing I heard was that, all right, so obviously the transit company in New York would not come on, Jake. All right, come on, Bob. Let's get down. The other odd thing about this musical was that the transit authorities would not advertise the musical because they thought it was condoning or promoting people to sleep in the subways. So what they did to combat that was they found some people with the same name as some of the critics, musical critics, and they invited them and took their picture and put their reviews out, and it was a great publicity stunt that caused people found out that the critics that were being shown weren't the famous critics that they were. So, but by that time it had already helped them break even. Interesting. All right, next up. Caterina Valente, Golden Favorites. And yeah, I probably did pick this up because, well, she's attractive and brunette, and I have a thing for dark-haired girls. So I went ahead and picked it up. Looks like it's in good shape. It's on Decca. And so I came home, put her name in YouTube, and oh, man, she has sang with a ton of people from Mahalia, was it Mahalia Jackson, I believe, and I can't remember. The two clips I watched were a couple Dean Martin clips where she sang with him. She's quite a talent.
Let us cuddle up in the rain. Peter patters on the pane, and we're alone.
A chance to while away a dreamy afternoon, a lovely peaceful afternoon. No one can see us. I don't care if the sun don't shine. I get my loving in the evening time when
It's no fun with the sun around. I get going when the sun goes down. When I am with my baby,
That's when we kiss and kiss and kiss, and then we kiss some more.
don't ask how many times we kiss. Who keeps score? Yeah.
Your sunny side up, up, high the side that gets blue. If you have 9 sons in a row, baseball teams make money, you know.
Keep your sunny side up, up.
Let your laughter come true. You stand up on your neck, feel like 2 bright eggs. Keep your sunny side up. Look for the silver lining whenever a cloud appears in the blue.
Remember somewhere the sun is shining, so the right thing to do is make it shine.
A heart full of joy and gladness will always banish sadness and strife.
So always look for that silver line
And try to
find the sunny side.
There's a rainbow around my shoulder.
Yes.
And a sky of blue above. Oh, the sun shines bright. The words are right, 'cause I'm in love.
Hallelujah, how the folks will stare and they see the diamond solitaire that my little sugar baby is gonna wear. Yes, sir.
There's a rainbow around my shoulder and a sky of blue above. And I shout it so the world will know that I'm in love. That I'm in love.
Ballerina Valenti. Ballerina. Oh, boy. You were just sensational.
Thank you very much, Tim. Hey, I didn't know you played the guitar.
I don't,
You don't?
but you do.
I do.
Would you play something?
I'd love to. One condition.
What?
You sing with me?
I can do that. What do you have in mind?
Well, how about a bossa nova?
Bossa
Nova.
Nova?
Bossa nova.
It
It's
is-
easy.
It is easy?
Oh, it is very easy.
It is easy for me?
It is easy for you.
What do I do here? It's
You're-
nice and easy?
Yes, you only sing one note.
What note I sing? You want some chewing gum, Yanni?
E flat.
E flat.
E flat.
All right, lay it
Like
on
that?
me here.
Ba,
Ba, hmm?
ba,
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 ma,
ba.
ma.
I got it. All right.
It's easy.
It's easy.
I will tell you when to start.
You tell me when to start and
Yes.
you give me the note.
I give you the note.
All right. Let me get out here so they can see you.
Ready? You got your note?
No, but I'm ready.
Try it again.
All right.
All right, now. Wait a minute.
Yes.
I tell you.
Yes.
Now. Bob, essa que este sambinha feito numa nota só. Bá. Outras notas vão entrar, massa, base e uma só. Bá. Esta outra consequência de o que acabo de dizer. Bá. Como se a consequência inevitável é de você. That's enough. Quanta gente tem por aí que fala tanto, não diz nada, ou quase nada. Já o meu inteligente em toda a escala, no final não sobrou nada. Não deu nada, bah! E voltei pra minha nota, como volto pra você, bah! Vou cantar com minha nota, como eu gosto de você, bah! E que todas as notas, e me faço lá, si, do, bah! Fica sempre sem nenhuma, fique numa nota só, rhythm. You did it. It was beautiful.
Was it nice?
Yeah.
What did I do?
You sang ba.
Ba.
Great.
That's-
Ready for the big finish?
Oh, you can
Yeah.
bet your sweet cheeks. Come on. I'll do that. Okay, it is all right.
Wow, 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 wow. Wow. Doobie doobie doo.
Caterina Valente. And this also makes me think a lot of times these old records that you find in thrift stores, we think, oh well, it's just thrift store stuff. Well, no, a lot of these artists were really talented, and so don't overlook them. You know, there was a reason why so many albums were pressed of these artists. All right, next up, the Sandpipers. Guantanamero. I guess I'm saying that right. It is a famous tune. As soon as I looked them up on YouTube, I recognized the tune. Though they sing it so slow. I've always heard it about twice as fast and almost as a party tune. And man, they make it. This is their most famous hit, but it is a slow ballad. So that's the Sandpipers. Next, George Shearing, Mood Latino. This is a George Shearing quintet. George Shearing, being a brilliant pianist and conductor, plays both jazz and classical. So this is on Capitol. George Shearing. Pat Boone, Stardust. I guess that's Pat Boone singing standards. This is on Dot Records. Next up, the Smothers Brothers. What is this? The songs and comedy of the Smothers Brothers, recorded at the Purple Onion, San Francisco. Used to see them on TV back in the 70s. Funny duo. Mercury Records. Never saw that particular Mercury label before. And Herb Albert. Just, yeah, it's value vinyl. He just every time I hear him talk about Herb Albert, I think I need to be listening to him. A&M. Hopefully that'll clean up well. Can't have enough Herb Albert, can you? All right, so I got 2 box sets. This first one, the best of country gospel. Flipped it open. I'll let you see what I saw. Quite a listing of artists, which include the Statler Brothers, Johnny Cash, Tammy Wynette, Jimmy Dean, Chuck Wagon Gang, Stonewall Jackson, Bill Monroe, Marty Robbins, the Stamps Quartet, Flatt and Scruggs, Carter Family. Yeah. So, and some of them have multiple tracks over the course of all the albums. This is on Columbia Special Products. It's a 3-record set. All 3 are here. Very excited about that. The best of country gospel. And finally, one of the most unique things I've ever found. And it's a beast. This is a 10-record set. It is the history. What does it say? The history of the United States. All right, so we pull them all out. We've got the Revolution. These are all sealed too. The Revolution, 1775 to 1789. And this is a mixture of spoken word and music. Well, it says 200 years of American history in narrative, song, and drama. So we kick it off with the Revolution. Then we go to An Empire for Liberty, 1789 to 1849. And then The Promised Land. This is 1849 to 1860. This is the Civil War, the Burning Fiery Furnace, 1860 to 1876. Iron Men and Iron Roads, 1860 to 1890. Here I'm starting to see Pete Seeger on the back is appearing on the back of these. Then we've got the Gilded Age, 1865 to 1900. And we got the Age of Great Reform, 1900 to 1917. Got World War I and the Jazz Age. This has actually got Bix Beiderbecke and band. Woody Guthrie. Then we've got the Great Depression and the New Deal, 1928 to 1940. America and Global War, 1941 to 1945. Andrew's sisters are on this one. America Enters the Atomic Age, 1945 to 1960. And then the final one, Our Times to Be Continued, 1960 to present, I guess. This has got the Byrds, Argent, Mahalia Jackson, Blood, Sweat, and Tears on it. And that is the 10 record set that I've got. It's a 1975 copyright from CBS. So, kind of a really unique box set. And those are my thrift store pickups. So, hope you're doing well, and we will see you soon.